is your First Alert 5 weather with Sam Schreier.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is a beautiful day to look outside at the Riverwalk, or not the Riverwalk, we get to the Riverwalk, at downtown Colorado Springs, 61 degrees out there. It's stunning, it's beautiful. Now, we're kind of sheltered away from the winds a little bit at downtown, but there is definitely a little bit more wind on the west side of town when you go up into the mountains especially. So at the Riverwalk here, beautiful day to be sitting in the sun, enjoying the day, and again at the Riverwalk kind of sheltered off from the winds. But trust me, there is plenty of breeze around. Our wind sensor not working as well in Canyon City, but we know it's breezing. It's 61 degrees of blue sky, and we look to Trinidad. We've had a little bit more wind through the day. Currently it's calm, but we should be getting a little bit more flow coming off the mountains west of town within the next couple hours. It's 53 degrees, so when the wind picks up, Trinidad will help push your temperature up a little bit more. But just like we thought this morning, this corridor of Springs, Canyon City, Pueblo is the warmest spot on the map so far, and we have 40s out east. Now, when we look at the winds, doing what we expected, moving out of the west and southwest, but starting to pick up a little bit. I don't really have that much for wind gusts yet, but I know that through the next few hours, particularly by 2 to 4 o'clock, it should feel a lot windier for most of us. Now, this high wind warning was expanded down the plains a little bit. Between 10 o'clock tonight through 1 p.m. tomorrow, there should be a large swath of 30 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts, but we can't rule out a 60 mile per hour gust in those highlighted zones. And when we look at our wind modeling, tonight at 10 o'clock through the mid-morning, normally the winds lighten up in the middle of the night, but even at 3 a.m., they're still kind of widespread between the 30 to 40 mile per hour range. So that's a lot of wind out there. Switching a little bit more direct out of the north at 6 a.m. tomorrow, that's a 53 mile per hour gust up in Lyman. And like we said, there's room for plenty of 45 to 50 mile per hour gusts right in that northeast corner of the state. So it's one of those things we'll track, but the winds do lighten up at the end of the day. Highs today should be in the 60s outside. My director's Josh listening. I'm not sure how much time we have left. Couldn't quite hear my producer, but we'll go to our 7 days. In the next few afternoons, it's a lot colder tomorrow with all that wind. We think that, like we said, there's going to be a lot of wind Wednesday afternoon. Christmas Eve is dry and Christmas Day is dry. We'll actually warm up better. We have that 2 on the impact scale because if we get a 50 close to 60 mile per hour gust in the Springs, we can expect fence damage, maybe some small tree limbs down. Pueblo, it'll be windy tomorrow, but not as windy as El Paso County. It'll be windier east into the plains, but we are dry and nice for Friday. Going into Canyon City, we would see 30s on Wednesday and then 50s on Thursday and Friday. Windy, but cold tomorrow. That's the big story. Tomorrow is the cold. And every 7 day has a chance of snow next Monday night. Woodland Parks is probably the best chance. But yeah, dry tomorrow, just windy and cold.